All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, committee. Dr. Carr?
Mr. Anderson, thank you very much. Great job. Ms. Griffin, Academic Services Committee.
Thank you, Dr. Carr. We will now take action on items 14 through 19 as a group at the end, and we will answer questions. Agenda item number 14 is a new program at Arkansas Tech University, and Dr. Jesse Walker will provide background for this agenda item.
Good morning. The first item here is a bachelor's degree of applied statistics with an option in actuarial science and data sciences. Arkansas Tech's first program in this area. The institution has stated that they will not require additional resources to implement the program with a start date of spring 2020. And the program as designed will not require new faculty members other than an adjunct faculty member. Also, in the state, there are 4 other institutions with similar programs. That's the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville with a BS in mathematics with a concentration in statistics, and the University of Arkansas, of course, with a BS in data science, University of Central Arkansas with a BS in data science, and also the University of Arkansas at Little Rock with a BS in mathematics. The program as presented will require viability standards by signed with 12 students. Dr. Barbara Johnson, the CAL, Chief Academic Officer, will provide additional context about the program this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Walker. Good morning. As Dr. Walker has noted, we will not require any new faculty or any new additional resources. It does align with our strategic plan and our academic mission. I do have the department head, Dr. Janine Myers, here this morning, and she's going to provide some additional context.
Okay, thank you for that introduction, Dr. Johnson, and good morning to the committee today. Thank you. Exceptional. We at Arkansas Tech are very excited about our applied statistics program with the actuary science option and data science option. So I'd like to tell you a few details about it. As Dr. Walker said, we had done hundreds of surveys with our incoming ATU freshmen and our concurrent high school students, so we do expect about 20 students in our program for the first year. The population of students that we service at Arkansas Tech is the River Valley. And in that student population, as you probably know, we have very many low-income and first-generation students. And we also plan to promote this program with our concurrent high school students and the students in the AP Computer Science and the AP Statistics programs. Our applied statistics degree, we think, is right for our student population in the fact that we're not going to focus on the theory, but we're going to focus on the application of techniques, projects, and software and technology, so it'll be attractive and accessible to our students in the area. This program is also truly interdisciplinary and diverse in the fact, if you look at our curriculum, that the students will be taking courses not only in math and statistics, in business administration, business data analytics, accounting, economics, and computer science. So a student with those credentials will be very marketable in many different jobs in the workforce in Arkansas, the state of Arkansas. And lastly, as you probably know, this program has a strong connection to Arkansas workforce needs, as evident by robust support by many companies, and especially the bigger ones of Falcon Jet and MISO Energy. There are jobs now, and there will be jobs in the future, and the average salary is expected to be above $50,000 for a graduate of this program. So this concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Myers.
Next item. So the next item we have on our agenda is several certificates and associate program from Black River Technical College. The first one is certificate of proficiency in rifle smithing. Next is shotgun smithing, pistol smithing, shotgun, long gun, emphasis area, and applied certificate in gun smithing. And I won't do these justice, but Black River Technical College has spent a great deal of time and effort researching and implementing the proposed programs in front of you. They currently have facilities in their law enforcement academy of 5,000 square foot to support this program, as well as 6,500 square feet in their welding academy to support this program as well. The program as designed would be the first one in Arkansas with these types of degree programs, and there's a strong industry tie-in to this program in terms of workforce and jobs. I'm going to let Dr. Brad Bain speak to that.
Good morning. How are y'all doing? Well, this is my first opportunity to come before this board, so first I want to say thank you. Thank you for your service to this state and for the betterment of education in our state. Dr. Walker, thank you for that summary. So I know you have the report in front of you, so I'm not going to go into the weeds or details, but I would like to recognize some people first that have been supportive of this program. We have Senator Jane English, Senator James Sturch, Representative Jimmy Gazaway, Jay Sherrod from the Office of the U.S. Congressman Rick Crawford, Gene Higginbotham from the Office of U.S. Senator John Bozeman. And I also have some staff here with me, and I want to mention them now, so you may want to have a question later for them. We have Ms. Sissy Gray, Director of Accreditation and Assessment, Mr. Philip Dixon, Dean of Business and Technology, Mr. Jared Basshelm, Law Enforcement Training Academy Instructor, and Mr. Gary Meyer, Machinist and Machine Tool and Technology Instructor. Two things I want to reiterate about this program before I pass it to the next spokesperson. BRTC has been machining and welding programs for nearly 40 years, and these are long-standing exemplary programs, so we feel like we're well suited for this program that's being proposed today. A key component of this proposal, as you'll notice, is our LEADA Academy, which is our Law Enforcement Training Academy. We feel this makes it unique for us to do this, and it can add additional layers of safety, and once again, we have staff that can speak to that here today. Really what I want to do is bring up two individuals that I think provide some information that you have before us and maybe some additional information. Next, I'd like to bring up Grayson Bigger. Grayson is the Executive Director of NEA Regional Intermodal Authority. Grayson?
We're almost the same height. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bain. My name is Grayson Bigger. Good morning, everyone. I'm the Executive Director of the Northeast Arkansas Regional Intermodal Authority. We are an economic development body with the goal of creating employment opportunities through industry recruitment, workforce development, and regional advocacy. I'd like to start by saying how grateful we are for Black River Technical College's ongoing leadership in the area of workforce development and their willingness to respond to the needs of our industry. So why gunsmithing? Trained gunsmiths possess refined skills in the art of designing, building, and repairing all types of firearms. The primary employers for gunsmiths are firearm manufacturers, law enforcement agencies, and retailers. Despite the fact that Arkansas is home to world-class hunting, the second highest number of gun owners in the country, and a rapidly growing firearm manufacturing industry, there is a scarcity of gunsmiths. There is also a need for professional regulations and stipulations for this career. This provides a significant opportunity to BRTC and the state of Arkansas to provide valuable training credentials for firearms and munitions. We believe that the proposed gunsmithing program will provide opportunities for graduates in a variety of fields. Because the general duties of gunsmiths are so broad, they possess and acquire a wide range of transferable STEM skills, including metalworking, woodworking, parts fabrication, mathematics, and chemistry. While BRTC provides training in each of these areas, we're particularly proud of their strong machinist and welding programs, as well as the Law Enforcement Training Academy. We also believe that this program will have a positive effect on the local labor market by helping raise average wage earnings. These average wage earnings for similar positions currently in Northeast Arkansas are $20.95 per hour, which is equivalent to approximately $43,700 annually. This is significantly higher than the average estimated earnings per workers of $33,000 per year for all jobs in the intermodal area. It also exceeds the wage goal of $42,000 per year for new recruited positions to Northeast Arkansas. It should also be noted that these particular job opportunities are projected to grow in Northeast Arkansas by 13% between now and 2026. The gun manufacturing industry has seen rapid growth in Arkansas over the past few years, thanks to Governor Asa Hutchison's recruitment efforts. However, there's still a scarcity of trained gunsmiths as well as regulations for gunsmithing and ammunitions in Arkansas. BRTC, we believe, has created a strong proposal to regulate the education and credentials for the industry. Gunsmithing program graduates would have strong economic opportunities and will potentially raise average earnings for our area, improving our quality of life. It is our intent to collaborate with BRTC and the Arkansas Economic Development Commission to recruit corresponding gun manufacturing operations to Northeast Arkansas. which would also help us retain our emerging workforce and recruit new talent to our area. We know this program proposal is incredibly valuable to not only meeting the workforce needs of existing industries in Arkansas, but to continue to grow the economy in the northeast quadrant of the state. I truly appreciate your consideration of this proposal and would now like to introduce Mr. Steve Sparks, Director of Existing Business Resources for the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, who will speak about the state's need for this program.
Good morning, and thank you for delivering the mic. Appreciate that. My name is Steve Sparks. I work with the Arkansas Economic Development Commission in the Existing Business Resource Group. Tanya is pulling up a kind of a visual for you guys to take a look at. We're not sure how aware the general population is of the manufacturing industries that are coming to Arkansas and what we're trying to recruit. My team visits companies all over the state, and the things we cannot find are included in this program. The technical skills are going away with the existing workers that are out there. The new workers that are coming on board and emerging workers do not have these skills. Companies that we talk to all over the state, including all the ones that are listed on that chart right there, have a very difficult time finding that type of training locally. They can find it, but they've got to go out of state, out of region, all over the country to find it. And that type of training does not exist locally and readily. So we fully support this program. We've been with Dr. Eggesberger and his team to several of the manufacturers here in the state, which also support this program, and would love to be partners with it as it grows, give them guidance, give them direction, and help them fully develop this program to meet the needs of their current workforce as well as the emerging workforce coming on board. Would love to entertain any questions that y'all might have. Briefly, I regret that Mike Preston, our Secretary of the Department of Commerce, could not be here today, but he fully supports this as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sparks. Are there any questions?
Are any of these companies that are leading these folks willing to help with the program financially?
I believe so. We have not got a dollar amount yet from them, but we've met with a couple of the major ones the last couple of weeks. And yes, they're fully committed to that, and resources will come from these as well. Yes, sir.
Was the certificates, were these certificate programs developed in collaboration between the university or the college and the economic development groups?
Yes, sir. We'll work and primarily coordinate that. We're not in the education business per se, but we'll coordinate that with the industries that are out there and make sure that they're heard, understood, and what their needs are developed within the program itself.
From the genesis, was it something you guys worked on together? That sounds pretty interesting, if it was.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
I do, but mine is more related to the interaction between this program and the Law Enforcement Training Academy.
This is Mr. Jared Bassham. He works in our LEADA.
Dr. Bain. What questions may I answer?
I just had questions about your academy, your instructors, and how they will interact with this proposed program, specifically in the areas of safety, storage, handling of these firearms, these pistols, these shotguns, and then training after they're completed. What can you talk any to that?
Absolutely. You can't have a discussion about firearms or ammunition without the safety considerations. That's something that's been built into the program since day one. By locating this program at BRTC, we have the Law Enforcement Training Academy, which is already a Department of Defense approved weapons storage facility. We are inspected. We have both announced and unannounced inspections by DOD inspectors. So we know every November they're going to arrive and look at our facilities and make sure that we're in compliance. And then we have you never know when they're coming, but in this case, recently is January they arrived, and we exceed all their specifications. Additionally, we have ATF agents that are adjuncts for us. They work closely with us, and they are really all about safety. The way that the weapons are stored are DOD and ATF compliant, which each one has their own regulations, and we exceed those. Like I said earlier, currently we do house DOD equipment, including fully automatic weapons. We have approximately 40 located on our site that are fully automatic. We have night vision goggles and other military hardware that DOD requires to be secured. As far as our staff interaction, all of our staff members are armors for various manufacturers, Glock being the one that most people are familiar with because that's what approximately 90% of Arkansas law enforcement utilizes. But we also are armors with Colt, Sig Sauer, and Remington.
So hearing that correctly, your staff in the Law Enforcement Training Academy will actually be some of the instructors for this program. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We meet the requirements to be instructors.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to agenda item number 16, a new program at Southeast Arkansas College.
This program, as outlined in your agenda book, is a collection of programs as a result of interaction with the Saracen Casino Group in Pine Bluff with CARC, Southeast Arkansas College, Certificate of Lodging, the Stick of Fishing Restaurant Operation, Bar and Beverage Operations, Hospitality Management, and Associate Applied Science and Hospitality Management. The programs as outlined here would be very unique, but as mentioned in the book as well, there's some similarity with other programs in the state, such as Arkansas State BB, Arkansas State Mid-South, Arkansas State Mountain Home, Arkansas State Newport, Black River Technical College, National Park College, Northwest Arkansas Community College, Ozarka College, and of course, South Arkansas Community College, and University of Arkansas Pulaski Tech. But the distinction would be this would be servicing a unique need for Jefferson County in terms of the new casino that's coming online here relatively soon. And as noted in the book, the program is projecting an enrollment of 24 students this fall 2020, and they must meet viability standards by summer 2025 of 12 students. From Southeast Arkansas College is Gina Teal here, who will speak to the program, its needs, and its unique flavor.
Thank you, Dr. Walker, and thank you for this opportunity to address you. As you know, certainly we are experiencing a great deal of growth in Pine Bluff right now, especially with the investment of the Quapaw Tribe and the Saracen Casino and Resort. It has provided an opportunity for us. We are seeing growth in the college as well in our enrollment, and this is an opportunity for us to work with the Saracen Casino, also with the Southeast Arkansas Hospitality Association, which is a newly forming organization that has indicated to us that they will be able to provide employment opportunities for our students as well. The Saracen Casino and Resort will offer approximately 1,100 jobs in Pine Bluff. In addition to that, the hotel in our convention center in Pine Bluff is being revitalized and reopened, and so there will be additional employment opportunities for our students there. So this program fits not only the needs that are emerging right now in the growth in Jefferson County and in Southeast Arkansas, it also fits our strategic plan to be able to provide better opportunities for our students, better paying jobs for our students, because obviously we have a very high number of low-income students that are part of our demographic. And so our statistics show that we are generally above the benchmark rates for the financial challenges among our student body. And so this will provide credentials, and the stackable credentials especially in this, that will provide some stop-out possibilities for our students to be able to find better paying employment opportunities than they would have otherwise. I have with me today our Dean of Technical Studies, Lyric Seymour, and our President, Stephen Bloomberg, and I'm going to ask him at this time to share with you some of the partnerships that we've already discussed with some of these organizations.
Seems like a long walk from the back of the room to the front of the podium. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Stephen Bloomberg, President, Southeast Arkansas College. It's our honor to be here today. These new degree programs represent, first, a shift in the trajectory of our institution from one that has maintained a status quo for one time to one of entrepreneurialism. In my 2 years of leadership at the college, we've looked at how to better partner with our business and industry throughout Southeast Arkansas. This new degree program is an excellent example. The recently opened annex of the Quapaw tribe, we trained over 200 individuals between September and October prior to the opening of that facility. The mainline casino will open in June of next year. This is a $350 million economic investment in Southeast Arkansas, eventually yielding over 1,100 jobs. I want to talk a little bit about the other businesses in our area because I think it's important to point out many times in economic development you have an out-migration of employees. And what I mean by that is casinos' prevailing wage will certainly be higher in some areas than some of our smaller, perhaps sole proprietorships or smaller businesses. Certainly there's going to be an out-migration of employees to the Saracen Casino and Resort. This degree program is not only important for that entity, it's also important for those businesses that may not have an adequate workforce to meet the needs of their needs. So, in other words, if you have individuals who are leaving one business and going to another, what's the backup plan for that business? How do they have well-trained desk clerks? How do they have well-trained event staff? This program is imperative to ensure that we're not only growing with Saracen Casino and Resort, more importantly, we're backing up those businesses that have already made a commitment to Jefferson County, some for decades. It's an exciting time for us to be a part of those conversations. This new degree program addresses not only the issues with Saracen Casino Resort, but again, I also want to point out we have a lot of other businesses, hotels, restaurants that we need to support as a college. So this degree really fits in with our commitment of service to our community. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have about this particular new degree program.
Thank you, Mr. Bloomberg. Are there any questions?
I'm convinced that you need the program down there. I guess I'm still a little disturbed that this will be the 11th program of its kind in our state.
Sure, and I certainly understand that. I think one of the issues is commitment to our service area. And so we primarily serve 6 counties in Southeast Arkansas. The closest program is the culinary program at Pulaski Tech. There's another one at South Arkansas College. I would say to you that in order for us to meet the demand in our service area with 1,100 new jobs, it would be very difficult if our college didn't have that program because the local need is going to crescendo once the casino opens. Certainly without the impetus of 1,100 new jobs, there would be better opportunities for partnerships with other institutions. As a president of the college, I worry about our commitment to our local business and industry without the ability to offer these programs. But certainly note the concern that there are, again, many other institutions. But I think for the 6 counties that we primarily serve in Southeast Arkansas, it would be difficult for us to have the level of service that Saracen Casino and Resort in particular has. We have a great relationship with them already. As I mentioned before, we've already trained the first 200 members of their incumbent workforce that are now at work at the annex. But certainly we understand that there's other programs in the state. There may be some opportunities to collaborate, but without this, I worry about our ability to meet the needs of those local employers.
And my second question would be, you think your students some of them will go into a bachelor's program in hospitality management?
University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff has a new program at the 4-year level. I believe Dr. Alexander with UAPB is here as well. We see a great gateway between our institution and UAPB for resort and hospitality management. Much like the new A to B program we instituted with UAPB in June, which allows an opportunity for students who didn't meet entrance requirements at UAPB to co-enroll at both institutions. And so Our relationship with our senior institutions never been stronger, and I'm confident with this program we can provide a gateway to their senior level program. I think it's a great question.
Any others?
Dr. Walker, I'm going to ask a question I've asked you many times. Did you get any comments, concerns? Are there any outstanding comments that the department received over this?
No, sir. The item was sent out for review by the CAO, Chief Academic Officers for institutions, and we received no comments or concerns.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I would say it's about time that we did look at some new things, so I'm glad you're doing that.
Thank you.
Okay. If there are not any other questions, we will move on to agenda item number 17. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Dr. Walker will provide background information for this item.
This is similar. It's a cybersecurity program. It will be CRC's first cybersecurity program in this area. It's a combination of a certificate of proficiency in cybersecurity management, which is 15 hours, technical certificate, which is 27 hours, and an associate of applied science, which is 60 hours. The proposed start date for this program is fall 2021. One particular note for both programs, the hospitality and management and the cybersecurity will be within the new student complex. The institution states $13 million to be utilized, not all funds for the student complex, but just to be noted that they have funding to support this and place a program in that facility. Currently in Arkansas, at the two-year level, there's only one institution in the state. That's University of Arkansas at Pulaski Tech, and with the option in cybersecurity at the Associate of Science degree in the Computer Information Science, TC, CP, and cybersecurity. And Dr. Gina Teal will be providing additional context.
Thank you for the opportunity to address you about this exciting new program for us. The statistics show that as of today in the state of Arkansas, there are 1,399 job openings in cybersecurity within Arkansas, unfilled positions. So this is a rapidly growing area. And we anticipate that even the lowest paying jobs in this area would again be a much higher rate of pay than our students would have the opportunity to earn otherwise. About $20.80 per hour is an entry level position for a security analyst in cybersecurity. As of 2017, there were no degrees in cybersecurity awarded in Arkansas. So this is a relatively new field within the entire state. There are some other programs that have been launched since then that we are investigating partnerships with, as well as some online programs that we are also looking at being possibilities for our students to matriculate from the associates to the bachelor's level to pursue further education in this. We also have the opportunity of having on our faculty an individual who has a lengthy career in law enforcement, but was involved in one of the largest cybersecurity investigations in the state of Arkansas and worked with the FBI, the state police, and a number of other law enforcement agencies. And so he has extensive experience in cybersecurity, and we were fortunate enough to be able to bring him on board as our criminal justice professor. So he will be working in conjunction with our computer science instructors to launch this program. I'm again going to turn to President Bloomberg as he's done some investigation for other possibilities for us for partnership.
Thank you, Vice President Teal, Madam Chair, members of the board. Again, this is exciting for us. This particular program obviously has great potential for growth, given that there is not the predominance of programs throughout the state of Arkansas. You heard Dr. Walker mention the new facility, so we are, to perhaps preempt some questions, we're in the process of a capital campaign to raise funds for a new student center / classroom learning complex that will replace 2 current buildings on our campus right now. We have a building that was built in 1959 and one that was built in 1960 that probably fit the definition of no longer viable. And so these programs will be housed in this new facility. I'm excited about some potential partnerships we have with in-state institutions as well as out-of-state institutions. The thing I'll say about that is in Pine Bluff right now, the poverty rate's 28.6% according to the United States Census Bureau. This is a gateway out of poverty for these students. As Vice President Teal mentioned, many of these jobs in our state start at $40,000 to $50,000. Clearly, we have some entities in our area, namely Simmons Bank, Reliance Bank, some of our other banks, that cybersecurity is critical to protecting their infrastructure. So they're already great partners. Our students will have opportunities for internships right in Pine Bluff and Jefferson County. Again, as a college, this is part of our commitment to growing. I'm proud to say that we have stopped a significant number of years where we're declining. Our enrollment is trending in the direction it should, and that's upward. It's due to the efforts of Vice President Teal, Dean Seymour, and others on our campus. And this particular program, I think, is one that will become a signature at our college. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about this program.
Thank you, President Bloomberg. Are there any questions? If not, we will move on to agenda item number 18. Thank you so much. An educational specialist in digital age teaching and learning by UCA, and Dr. Walker will provide background for this agenda item.
This will be a 30-hour online postgraduate educational specialist program. It's unique in the nature and the flavor in which it's designed to support teachers who already have the master's degree. The institution has stated, based on the material from the MAT program, will be a feeder program to get students into this new effort. And there will be a minor modification of some curriculum. Also, no new faculty is needed for the program. Also, there were no other institutions in the state with similar programs. It's totally new. So also, the institution is projecting in spring 2020 an enrollment of 12 students initially, and by summer 2025, they're required to meet viability standards of 12 students. Dr. Peggy Potras will speak from UCA, the provost.
Okay, we'll make this go back up again. There we go. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Thank you, Dr. Walker. We really are excited about the possibilities of this educational specialist degree, but I want to reference, sometimes it's great to be the last person, right? Every one of those degrees and every one of those certificates that have been brought before you today, those students would benefit from having a teacher that has this experience. Because this degree is designed, this postmaster's program is designed to not make the technology the center, but to use the technology as a conduit for transformational learning, for creating new ways of engaging with information, creating new information. And that's what we're asking every single one of these people to be able to do. And it also, I love that we mentioned equity and out of poverty, because this degree is also designed to ensure equity, that every student in that classroom has the opportunity to engage in meaningful ways with what we call BYOD, bring your own device, right? iPads, phones, this digital technology, whatever may be coming next. If it's not in the home, we're going to make sure that they're experiencing it and learning with it in the classroom with a teacher that wants to continue their pedagogical training and not leave the classroom. Right now, for so many of our teachers, their way to move into another area with another degree leads them to becoming a building administrator or an instructional specialist, which this would let them do. But for those who are dedicated to being in the classroom, we want them there, and we want them to be preparing the next students that our colleagues and we will have in our classrooms. I would like to share with you that I believe we're uniquely set to do this for many reasons, not the least of which is the University of Central Arkansas, before it was that, in 1919 had the very first distance education program using technology to help teachers in far reaches of teachers, people who want to be teachers in far reaches of the state become teachers. We had the first correspondence education program where by mail they would do their lessons and a teacher would go to them and help them become better teachers. And we are one of 2 universities, colleges of education in the entire United States to receive the distinction as an Apple Distinguished Educator program, which is very difficult to receive. And around the world, there are only 400 programs, including elementary schools. One of 2 in the United States. We do believe we are poised to offer this and make a difference in the experience of the learners in this state. And I'm happy to entertain any questions you may have.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on to agenda item number 19, Institutional Certification Advisory Committee Report and Resolutions, and Ms. Elena Bowles will provide background information.
Morning. Agenda item number 19 is the Institutional Certification Advisory Committee programs. There are 8 colleges from out-of-state and private institutions that are requesting certification. These programs in agenda item number 19 have been reviewed by ADHE staff and by the Institutional Certification Advisory Committee.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Ms. Bowles?
Some of these programs that have clinic, like physical therapy,
Mm-hmm.
how is that done?
I would need to get back with you on that. I mean, that's something that I reviewed and that the committee reviewed. But some of the programs I know have parts of them where the students travel to the institution, and they're mostly online, but then there's some clinical. And then some of them are able to do clinicals in Arkansas. So.
Thank you. Are there any others? Thank you, Ms. Bowles. We will move on to agenda item number 20, letters of notification. They begin on page 21 of the agenda book, and Ms. Lillian Williams will respond to questions.
Thank you so much. The Director of the Arkansas Department of Higher Education has approved the following program requests since October 2019, and they're agenda item number 20, found on pages 157 through 199 in your agenda book. And they provide details of 16 Arkansas institutions that submitted 85 letters of notification detailing new programs created with existing coursework, changes to existing programs, program deletions, and administrative units. Now, according to Coordinating Board Policy 5.11, program actions approved by the Director must be included on your agenda prior to the institutions initiating those program changes.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Are there any questions? Okay. If not, agenda item number 21 is letters of intent, and Ms. Williams will respond to any questions on this agenda item.
Okay, letters of intent are notifications received from institutions of their plans to offer new programs or organizational changes that require coordinating board approval. Agenda item number 21 on page 200 of your agenda book provides the list of notifications that we have received through January 1, 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Any questions? Okay. Thank you. Before we vote on the agenda items, would any institutional representatives care to address the board?
ADHE executive staff recommend those items for approval.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to recommend approval of agenda items 14 through 19 to the full board? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Agenda items 14 through 19 will be recommended to the full board. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Griffin.